What if I told you that Bridgerton Season 4 is about to completely change the way we see Benedict Bridgerton? Because this time, it's not just about romance. It's about reinvention, heritage, and healing old wounds. The upcoming season promises to be a whirlwind of love, identity, and transformation. But one burning question is keeping everyone guessing. Who will Benedict truly fall in love with? That single mystery has already set the fandom on fire. But it's far from the only reason people are talking. Many are hoping Season 4 finally gives us that long-awaited fairy tale ending, Benedict and Sophie's wedding, a moment that feels inevitable, yet still utterly magical. But here's where things get even more intriguing. Sophie Beck's casting changes everything, and fans are wondering, if she's now Sophie Beck, shouldn't her Korean heritage actually mean something in the story? Let's break down all the ways Bridgerton needs to evolve for Benedict and Sophie's love story to truly shine in Season 4. Filming for Season 4 has already wrapped, and the spotlight is squarely on Benedict Bridgerton and Sophie Beck, the heart of Julia Quinn's beloved book, An Offer from a Gentleman. Their romance has always had that storybook magic, masquerade balls, secret identities, forbidden love, but Netflix is making some clever changes to keep the story modern, emotional, and more in tune with the show's tone. One of those changes might involve a character most fans barely noticed in the novels, Posey Lee, played by Isabella Way. In the books, she's Sophie's kind-hearted stepsister, who stands up against their cruel mother Araminta before disappearing from the story altogether. But what if the show doesn't let her fade away? Imagine if Bridgerton turns Posey into a recurring presence, someone who escapes her toxic family and becomes part of the warm, chaotic Bridgerton circle. Her storyline could explore what it means to find a real family after growing up surrounded by cruelty. It'd be a powerful addition that adds both heart and balance to the main plot. Now let's talk about Penelope Featherington. In the novel, Benedict discovers Sophie's location because of a Lady Whistledown column. But in the show, that reveal wouldn't make sense anymore. Penelope's secret identity is already out in the open. So instead of writing about Sophie's arrest, why not have Penelope intervene directly? Picture this. She witnesses Sophie being taken away, rushes to Benedict, and tells him the truth herself. That shift would make the scene way more personal and far more emotional. Penelope isn't just another observer. She's Benedict's sister-in-law now. It only makes sense for her to act from the heart, instead of hiding behind her pen. And now for the part that really matters, how Benedict himself is written. In the original book, Benedict has moments that haven't aged well. He crosses boundaries and tries to pressure Sophie into becoming his mistress, a move that just wouldn't fit Netflix's more progressive tone. Thankfully, the show has already proven it can modernize male characters without losing their depth. Remember how Anthony's aggression toward Kate was toned down? Or how Colin's darker traits were softened for Penelope's story. Season 4 should do the same for Benedict. Instead of coercion, we should see compassion. Instead of entitlement, respect. Maybe he helps Sophie find a safe place to stay, or protects her reputation instead of compromising it. Their chemistry doesn't need manipulation, it needs mutual trust and genuine longing. That's what makes romance believable today. And speaking of relationships, there's another one the show has to explore, Sophie and Kate Sharma's friendship. In the books, Kate barely appears in this part of the timeline, but the show's continuity gives us room to keep her around. Kate and Sophie share a lot. They've both been outsiders, both from non-aristocratic backgrounds, and both had to fight to be respected in London's high society. Letting them bond would not only deepen Sophie's character, but also highlight a shared resilience between two women of color navigating a world built against them. Kate's empathy and strength could be the exact support Sophie needs, and it'd be a friendship that feels organic, emotional, and incredibly empowering. Now, about Sophie's career and independence. In the novel, Benedict pressures her into working for his mother, Violet. But that doesn't really fit this version of him. Instead, the show could have him introduce Sophie to Will and Alice Mondrick, the beloved characters who've been part of Bridgerton since Season 1. That single change would speak volumes. It shows Benedict isn't trying to control Sophie. He's helping her rebuild her life. Plus, it'd naturally tie Sophie's journey to the broader Bridgerton world, making her feel like she truly belongs. To make Sophie's story even more powerful, the show could take a page from what it's done best. Flashbacks. Remember Simon's painful childhood scenes? Or Anthony's trauma after his father's death? Those moments gave their stories depth, humanity, and emotional texture. Sophie deserves that too. Imagine flashbacks of her childhood before her stepmother's cruelty. Moments of laughter, innocence, and quiet hope contrasted with the heartbreak that followed. It would help viewers understand her strength, not just as a romantic lead, but as a survivor who refuses to lose her dignity. And finally, the most meaningful update of all: Sophie's Korean heritage. When Simone Ashley joined the cast as Kate Sharma, Bridgerton integrated her Indian background into the story with real heart through details like the haldi ceremony. It made Kate feel authentic and culturally grounded. The same opportunity now exists with Yarren Ha's Sophie Beck. Her Korean identity shouldn't just be a casting detail, it should shape who she is. Maybe it's in her mannerisms, her traditions, her sense of belonging. It doesn't need to be loud or over-explained. Even small touches, a reference, a gesture, a subtle nod to her family's roots, can make her character infinitely richer. Because representation isn't just about who gets cast, it's about whose stories get to be told. At its best, Bridgerton is about love in all its messy, beautiful forms: romantic, familial, and cultural. Season 4 has the potential to deliver all three. So yes, we want Benedict and Sophie's romance. We want the masquerade, the longing glances, the fairy tale ending. But we also want growth. We want complexity. We want love that feels both timeless and real, because that's the magic of Bridgerton. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And tell us in the comments, what's one thing you want to see in Bridgerton Season 4?